US officials have apparently arrested the alleged operator of Bitcoin Fog, which is essentially a mixing service for Bitcoin. Roman Sterlingov is a Russian and Swedish citizen. He was arrested on 3 charges stemming from his alleged involvement in this Bitcoin mixing service. He's been charged with unlicensed money transmission, money laundering, and money transmission without a license. I don't understand how the third one is any different from the first one. Sounds like a bunch of the same charge with slightly nuanced wording there, but they love to throw those charges on, don't they? But it might be helpful to talk about what Bitcoin mixing is before we kind of dive into this. But Annika, I'll throw this one to you. Can you explain, like, just for our new audiences, what Bitcoin mixing services are?
Well, so there are different services that allows you to make your transactions a little bit anonymous, right? One of them is mixers, when different people send their Bitcoin into that service, and they get the portion of Bitcoin out of the transaction, but because many people put their Bitcoin into like one kettle after it comes out, it's very hard to untangle where this money are coming from. So people who are using darknet marketplaces use mixers a lot, because darknet Bitcoin is often like labeled red in blockchain analytics tools, and exchanges can block such outputs when they come to their wallets. But it's been kind of a controversial topic, because yes, criminals are going to use mixers because they want to hide where their criminal money are coming from, but legit citizens gonna use mixers too, because they want their transactions be anonymous too. And what if at the end of the day all the Bitcoins become mixed, and you can't differ one from another anymore?
Yeah, I mean, that was really the big privacy feature that all Bitcoin proponents will tout, because Bitcoin is not itself private. It's a pseudonymous network, and your pseudonymous identity it's very tenuously linked. It's very fragile. It can easily be linked to your real world persona. And so a lot of people say, well, you can use other solutions like mixing services. CoinJoin, Gregory Maxwell came up with this idea of making things more private. And so it's really this tool that's important for anyone who believes in financial privacy, and anyone who doesn't want their entire Bitcoin, net worth known whenever they, buy a coffee or whatever. So I think it's really important, and it's such a great point that you bring up, that, people just focus on the criminals involved. So apparently 1.2 million Bitcoin have been laundered through this service, and they do cite a lot of drug marketplaces. And so law enforcement is saying that because Financial Crimes Enforcement Network did not register this as a money services business, it was not licensed to operate within Washington, D.C. They're coming down hard on this service. And I think, we're looking at lots of crackdowns from government right now. And especially like in these kind of things that try to obfuscate identities or try to make things decentralized. If you look at what Bitcoin Fog actually was, my understanding is it was a custodial service. And that's a very dangerous place to be if you're holding people's money. Obviously, there are decentralized services out there. Wasabi Wallet is a non-custodial service that mixes Bitcoin for anyone who cares about privacy. Electron Cash for the Bitcoin Cash world has a great feature called Cash Shuffle and Cash Fusion, which obfuscate coins. These are all non-custodial. So it'd be interesting to see whether this pushes people towards more decentralized options now that law enforcement has started to crack down, because this is the first time that they've actually started to really dive into this. But Zach, I'll throw this to you.
Yeah, this reminded me of a story last year that we did. Larry Harmon, who ran a mixer called Helix, was arrested over some similar stuff. So it is something that is on the radar of law enforcement agencies worldwide. I think the point that you made, Naomi, about it being custodial seems to be the real criminal aspect of doing this money washing. So yeah, the decentralized ones, I guess like Tornado Cash in the ETH world would be like maybe a decentralized option, that we've seen be utilized by anyone from DeFi hackers to people who are extra mindful about their online privacy. But yeah, I would say it's definitely something to be watching.